Hey guys, what's going on? Paul here. Welcome back to another Cardano video. This is the Cardano catch-up for this week. Main news items, events from the Cardano ecosystem that caught my eye. So going from potential front-running on trades to new protocols launching, as well as other project updates as well. Share it out if you think others can benefit. Give it a like, comment, questions, or even for the algorithm. Do appreciate it. Let's jump into it. Okay, timestamps below as normal, and very quickly looking at the videos that went out this week. So I put out the interview with Genius Yield, where I recorded this at the Cardano Summit. I sat down with Dr. Sodi to talk about the Genius Yield decks as well as the launchpad. A few technical details about how the decks works, a few questions out of that come back. So I'm probably going to sit down with someone from the team in January to talk about how things actually work, how it's different from other dexes, and give people a better insight into that as well. Next up, short NFTs with Gucci. So I had Alexander on to talk about the new project that he has launched, which is Gucci.io. And on a high level, it allows you to short NFTs. But to me, it adds a whole new market dynamic. And we talk a lot about this in the video, that right now with NFTs, you have a floor price, and that's how people value the NFTs. But in reality, coming from a trading standpoint, the floor price is what people are willing to sell for. So they are the sells and the bids are missing. So the bids is the true value. That's what people are willing to pay for something. So I really think that Gucci can help bring that into the market as well, to encourage people to not just pay the floor price, but to actually put in bids under that as well, to find the true market value of some of what's out there. Next up, I had Rogue Galaxies, who are part of NMKR. This is the games division, NMKR Games. So Rogue Galaxies is what the game that they're trying to build, or not trying to, the game that they are building. So we talk all about that, the NFTs, a bit about the project, and also interesting conversations around onboarding people into crypto through gaming. I really think it has massive potential, gaming, to bring new people into crypto. Right now, I think focus is on building games, and people in crypto will play them because they're into crypto, but we need to flip that narrative. We need to really target the gaming niche and build games that can compete out there. So people play the game because of the game, and then crypto is something they learn about through it. So you can take them on the journey of going down the rabbit hole of crypto and the advantages of it, especially in around NFTs with gaming, that in-game assets can be NFTs, that they can have a whole market, a whole aftermarket as well on things that they spend in the game. So again, we'll go through that in the video. I thought it was an interesting conversation there as well, and good to see they were along the same mindset as that. So then one of the big things last night was, and I'm going to do a full video on this, I'm just going to give the high level here, but we're still waiting on some of the details to come out, and I think it's an important topic. So I'll do a full video on this probably early next week when we get all of the details. So this was a post that came out talking about potential front running of trades on minswap. I've seen some people say it might have happened on Wing Riders as well. I haven't been able to dive into that one just yet. But on a high level, what was happening was, if we look at this here, you can see that the orders were going in. So this was this person's order. So their order went in, but then someone else was able to squeeze an order in before them. Their buy order, you can see here, went in after, but it was executed at the lower price before. Then this person's buy order went in, which pushed the price up, or the bot's order went in, pushed the price up. Then this person's order was executed, and the bot was then able to go in and sell after that. So when you look through this, you can see Yarrick put in here that that's the book definition of sandwich trading. I've seen it in different terms as well, looking at MEV. So when you look down here, what is an MEV bot? So an MEV bot spots someone else's intent to buy a coin and sets itself up to profit from the small price appreciation that the other person's bid will likely cause. So the bot jumps the line to purchase the token, and then this has front run the other price. So the other person's order then pushes the price up, and the bot is able to sell higher. Quick example on that would be, say I want to buy World Mobile token at 0.5 Aada. So I put in my bid, but I've also set the slippage that I'm willing to take a little bit worse price depending on where the market goes. So the bot is able to see this, gets in ahead of me, and it buys for 0.5. That pushes the price up. Because I had slippage, I'd allowed for slippage on my order. My order gets executed at 0.51. The bot then comes in and sells at 0.51, so it's made that small profit. But if it can do that multiple times across the day or across however many hours, then all them profits start to add up. This isn't something new, it's something that has happened on other chains, and as I say, I'm not going to jump to conclusions here or anything yet. I want to see the report come out on what this all was. Minswap said they have fixed the issue and they're working on a detailed report and will publish it ASAP. When that comes out, I'll do a full video on this next week as well to look into more details on this and explain a bit more around how these types of things work. So then on to some of the other updates. So I put this post out yesterday and I'll start doing this every Thursday on Twitter. So anyone who wants stuff included here, then feel free to tag tweets in it or put it here or use the hashtag Cardano Catchup. So I'll put a link to that one down below. Lots of people have mentioned stuff there and I've taken some of them out here as well. So we look at Subcritical as well, puts out weekly updates, so you can follow over on Twitter as well, SubcriticalTV, and sends out a really good newsletter as well. So again, some more updates there. Milkameda Dapsor is out and they had their first NFT sales during the week as well. It's probably an ecosystem I need to go back and do an updated video on fairly soon. I haven't done one in a while. Talking about the Indigo LP token staking. So this is for IUSD and IBTC LP tokens. So right now you can put your IUSD and your IBTC into the liquidity pools, but if you want to put them onto an exchange, and this is what I talked about last week actually, was that the liquidity on exchanges was still a little bit small, but this type of thing might encourage more. So you could put your IUSD into a pool on an exchange and then take the LP token you get there and stake that back on Indigo to earn more yield there. I'll cover that in another video once this type of stuff goes live as well. Genius Yield have their public sale open at the minute. C3 have a double farm over on Wing Riders. Competition between Fluid Token and Aada Finance. So I'll talk a bit more about Aada in a minute as well. But moving on then, just on the topic of Indigo, congratulations to Indigo, have now taken the number 2 spot for TVL on Cardano. So this is total value locked. And moving up very quickly, I would say. So in the first 2 to 3 weeks, they're really gaining a lot of traction and getting lots of support, which is great to see because they are breaking ground for Cardano DeFi right now. They have made some UI, actually that's the previous one. They have made some UI and UX, they say tips and tricks here. So they've fixed a few things and clarified a few things as well to make the user interface easier for people to use as well. I have retweeted that one, I think, over on my Twitter if you want to check it out as well. Just about the details on what they are. They're only small little changes, but it all adds up to make an easier user experience overall for everyone. Then we have Cardano Blockchain Insights. I've talked about these guys a few times before. Really great resource that has a lot of stats on Cardano. So 400 is the number of Plutus V2 scripts on Cardano now. So this doesn't mean that there's 400 dApps. It's 400 scripts. Some dApps will have multiple scripts out there. But again, if you go into their site, you can go down through this, and dApps on Cardano as well is another really good site that gives a lot more information on this and shows what scripts are linked to what dApps as well. In terms of V1 scripts, we have well over 4,000 now as well and growing all the time. So then this is one that was shared in my thread. The Cardano index is launched on the blueshift DEX. Blueshift isn't one I've used much yet, but I need to take some time to look into it as well. But when you go down through this, an index, it's good to see things like this coming as well. An index is basically where you can buy one asset and you get exposure to multiple different assets or whatever it is that is behind that index. We see it in currencies or in the stock market as well, but there is now a Cardano index and there's 3 projects that are in it so far. So Aada Finance, NMKR and Cornucopias. So if you buy into this index, then what you get is you get exposure to all of these different assets. So instead of you having to buy the different underlying assets, when you buy the actual index, it gives you exposure to these, and there will be more added over time as well. They are looking at cross-chain, so potentially there'll be indexes there that you buy into. And I suppose you could call it a portfolio as well. People might be more familiar with that. Is so you buy this portfolio, but you essentially buy the token of that portfolio and it gives you that portfolio then holds all of the different tokens there as well. So you have exposure to multiple different assets. So if something happens to one fades away, then it's only one small part of that portfolio or index. So then on to new protocols launching. So congratulations to Optim Finance on launching yesterday as well. So their first product is something called SPO bonds. There's going to be lots of different products coming out of them as well. SPO bonds is something that allows you to help kickstart a pool. So when you run a stake pool, you generally need 1 to 2 million to start getting regular blocks. To get a block most epochs, but you could get a block with any amount of stake. I've talked about how blocks are allocated before. Essentially, every Aada that's in your pool is a ticket for you into the slot lottery, which decides what pools get the blocks for the next epoch. So anyone has a chance, but obviously the more tickets you have, the more chances you have for blocks and multiple blocks as well. So what people can do is pools can come in here and issue a bond. So the bond is put out and you're willing to offer extra rewards to the person for going into this. So you could come in as a user, you can put some of your Aada into this, you earn slightly better rewards, and also you can see here you get future airdrops. I don't know what that's going to be worth, but you can earn a little bit extra there, and then you're also helping support pools get kickstarted as well. The other side of the coin is that you are putting your funds into a smart contract, like we've talked about many times here, that when you do that, you do open yourself up to a little bit more, you open yourself up to a bit of risk because it's out of your control. So like anything, I would say, don't put all of your funds into it, no matter how much you trust it. Look, the guys at Optim seem to have done a really good job. I know some of them already are really good guys in the ecosystem, so I do have a lot of trust in them. It's not about them, it's just about when you're interacting with smart contracts, always think, never put everything into one place. Then we look at Cornucopias have an upcoming NFT sale. I know some people will be saying another NFT sale from them. This is only going to be a small one. And for me, the biggest part of this, why I'm talking about it, is this down here, that their marketplace is now equipped to accept Copi, which is their token, which is the Cardano native token that they have, which is great to see that they're now taking this as part of their payment. This sale, so there is a free mint first to test it, and then there's going to be a mint with the collaboration they're doing with Cheeky Crypto for racing suits, and then there is some upgrades to your vehicles as well. So flying vehicle light kit, all of the information is there. I have retweeted this over on Twitter if you want to check that out. And again, if you check out the recent Cornucopias Cafe, Copi Cafe, then you'll get all of the details there as well. But great to see advancements in the marketplace to now accept the Copi token as well and give that token more utility. Next up is World Mobile, no fiber, no problem. This was done in Wales. We deployed a World Mobile Earth node powered by a Starlink LEO satellite constellation backhaul to bring connectivity throughout the caravan park that's there. When you watch the video, they say about it being on a remote peninsula. It's someone who lives there talking about it. Don't have any more details on it yet, but when we get it, I will put it out. It's great to see testing going on all over the place, so we can see the stats in Zanzibar rising all the time. Also, we've seen in America last week, I talked about it, and I think I have something here, yep. So World Mobile Premiere, another world first for World Mobile. So this was a video of a call on the World Mobile network in the US. So again, I've linked this one, I've retweeted it on my own Twitter. It's just showing the quick call between the two of them. I can play it in the background as I'm talking there. And you see he does the call on one over to the other phone as well. The two phones there, but it's both phones are connected to the World Mobile network. It's great to see things finally starting to roll out here as well. Hopefully we get testnet fairly soon as well for the Earth nodes, and once I get that, I'll be kicking out lots of updates on that. Just on the stats as well, so this one was shared here, 20k unique users on their network. So this was unique users over 24 hours. Again, great to see these growing. I think it was slightly below it today, but you can see the network consumption because these are live stats and it's in a 24-hour snapshot. So you can see the consumption is up over 2 terabytes now, even though it's under 20,000 here, where at this point here, you are under 2 terabytes and just over the 20,000. These things are going to fluctuate, but the numbers in general are going up and the number of air nodes is on the rise as well. We talked about that last week, about the new ones that are gone in as well. Moving on then, Genius Yield had a Twitter Spaces December 7th, 2 days ago at this point, all about the eutxo model and optimized dApps. So Charles even joined in, a few really good builders on that, lots of good information. Talking there, Charles was talking about the input endorsers and how they will make Cardano the fastest layer 1. So again, I've shared that out on my Twitter and you can check that one out as well. Really interesting listen for people who are interested in what's coming down the line for Cardano or building using the eutxo model as well. Aada have put this one out as well. So I've done a tutorial video on Aada before to show how it works, how you can fulfill or how you can put in a borrower request. So what you can do is generate a borrower request. So you can put in that you want to borrow whatever token it is, and this is the collateral you're willing to put up. So this is a peer-to-peer lending and borrowing platform. I'll put a link to the tutorial I done before. They are working on a slight change in it now to offer more options. So when you go to do a request, it's not just to request liquidity. Now you can deposit your liquidity and say what coin you're willing to deposit that liquidity against. Feature isn't out yet, but once it is, I will take a deeper look into that one as well. Then this thread here, and I know I'm running late on my short Cardano catch-up video today, but you can see Jamie put out this one on why does Cardano's TPS not look productive, and it's definitely worth taking a look into. She put together fairly easy to read information on the TPS on Cardano. A lot of people talk about, or a lot of people outside Cardano talk about how low the TPS is, but what they don't take into consideration that one transaction on Cardano could contain 100 different assets within that. So if you want to do that on another chain, you have to send them all individually. On Cardano, you can send in one transaction, you can send loads of different assets to many different wallets as well. And that's why TPS on its own in the traditional sense isn't the best measure of how it works. Andrew on Nerd Out done a good episode here as well of TPS versus eutxo. It was great. I actually got to meet Andrew at the Cardano Summit. Really nice guy, and was great to meet him in person as well. So make sure you check out his channel. I've mentioned it before as well, about especially for the more technical stuff. Really good Cardano channel to follow. And check out this thread if you want to get the details. Again, I'm running on in time here, so I don't want to keep going through the details on it, but a really good site to visualize all of this is the eutxo.org, and version 2 has now come out. It should load here in a second. This is one that puts a visualization on the blocks on Cardano of what's actually happening in the blocks and gives you a real good insight into it. So you can see this here is one block. If I click on show more here, it shows what the traditional TPS is and what the real TPS is. So if you look at it, you can see all these different assets are in it. Thanks for watching, guys. I do appreciate it. Hopefully people got some useful information from this. Do share it out. Give the video a like, comment questions below. I'll talk to you soon. Have a great weekend.